Hello, everyone. Welcome to Peabolic Notes. My name is Michael Kirkchin, and today is Sunday, April 24th, 2022. And welcome to my channel. The topic for today is a very interesting one to me. It's one which is linking the US dollar index, which is the DXY, with the Bitcoin's price. So the reason why I'm paying a lot of attention to this is because I'm trying to find really another trend, just trying to link more Bitcoin with what's going on with the US dollar. There seems to be a link there, and I saw a couple of very interesting videos last couple of weeks with Ben Cohen mainly, and he was really doing this chart and showing the how DXY's price movement upwards or downwards was inversely correlated with Bitcoin's, and I wanted to work this out myself, looking at the extreme points when DXY was at its highest and lowest, and see what Bitcoin was doing during those periods. Because right now, as I share with you my video more, you'll see why I'm doing this at this stage with Bitcoin and DXY. Before I get started into the video, please, there's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just sharing with you my personal investment strategy for this cryptocurrency space. Let us get started with looking at the screen and see what I'm looking at. So over here, what we have, first of all, just to explain what is this definition of DXY. So DXY really is the US dollar index, and what it is it has started really started in 1973, and it's got a base of 100, and values since there are relative to this base. It's established shortly after the Bretton Woods Agreement was dissolved. So once Bretton Woods was dissolved, then I guess the Federal Reserve in the US started this this index. And what the composition of this index is actually pretty interesting. They're basically, it's so for example, just to interpret it, they're saying that in the value of 120 suggests that the US dollar has appreciated 20% versus the basket of currencies over the time period. Simply put, if the USDX goes up, that means the US dollar is gaining strength or value when compared to its other currencies, and vice versa. When similarly, the index currently is at 80, failing 20 from its initial value. This implies that it has depreciated 20%. So basically means that the US dollar has lost strength versus other currencies. And one may ask, what are these currencies? Well, they're all clearly explained here with percentages. Let's find them. So basically, it's made up of the euro, Japanese yen, Canadian dollar, British pound, Swedish krona, and the Swiss franc. So it's going to be this. There's 6 currencies, and the compositions are basically the euro is 57.6% of this basket. The weights of the rest of the currencies are JPY, which is Japanese yen, at 13.6%, the British pound at 11.9%, Canadian dollar 9.1%, and then the Swedish krona at 4.2%, and the Swiss franc at 3.6%. So now that we've got this definition set up, let's look at what the index has done. So if I look at what DXY has done, so that the chart seems to go to 1968, even though here it says that it started in 1973. It doesn't matter. So basically, it looks like, so at this period, so since they're saying the base is 100, meaning that whenever at these periods, at that the the DXY or the USDX was above the 100 mark, it means that these were strong periods for the US dollar, because it was gaining versus these other currencies. Over here, obviously, it was losing, and vice versa. So here, basically, it was here. And for me, the most important thing for me is, for now, I'm not going to look at too much in this video at what was going on prior to, let's say, 2010 and so forth, because Bitcoin started trading officially around 2010, and I was able to find Bitcoin charts with Kraken and also with Coinbase, going back to 2015 with Coinbase and going back to 2014 with Kraken. So I'll be using this I guess I'll use this chart, the Kraken one, for Bitcoin, and at the same time let's just look at what's going on from, let's say, 2014 onwards. So if I look at the DXY 2014 onwards, the reason why I'm going here obviously is because I don't really care what it was doing before for this video. So if I come here and if I look at what DXY had done for this period of 2014 and onwards, it looks like in 2013, it was at a point of around 78 points, the DXY, meaning that the US dollar was weaker versus other currencies. But then all of a sudden, from July 2014 until February 2015, it went on this massive parabolic run, right? So basically, all of a sudden, US dollar gained a lot versus these other currencies. And what I want to do is I want to kind of mark these dates. Then we'll go to Bitcoin and see what it did during those times. So this is going to be in July 21, 2014. So let's put that here, July 21, 2014. And then that's going to be here. And then at a certain point over here, which is at March 30th, 2015, the DXY kind of hit its top, right? So it's March 30th, 2015. So let's mark that this point here as well. And then after that, it looks like if we fast forward a few more years until the current period, the key dates that I'm going to be focusing on are really, I want to look at really at these key points. And the reason why I'm looking at those tops and bottoms is because right now it looks like to me that based on the prior trend, now obviously trends change very often, but if I look at what the trend was for DXY from 2014, it looks like it was in this corridor that was going from around 87, 88 points all the way up to 103. So what that means is that the US dollar versus other currencies during those periods, it didn't really have the same kind of ups and downs that we saw here in the past, let's say in 1984 and so forth. So what that means is that it's kind of, I guess all these world banks have been able to kind of peg their currencies somewhat to each other because we're not seeing these parabolic moves ups and downs. Maybe that's intentional, maybe that's by mistake, but at this stage, I'm not caring much about that. I just want to look at these key points. And the key points I'm looking at right now are the following. Obviously, we saw these two dates here. And then the other dates I'm going to look at, if I do a small a support line and also a resistance line, just for us to see which points we'll be looking at. So the dates I want to look at really are these ones. So let's see. So obviously this one here is the current date today. And then the other points I want to look at, I want to look at what was going on right over here, which seems to be, let's mark a point here. Let's remove this first of all. I want to remove this. So at this point, so this date here, all right, and then this date here, then we're going to do this date here, and then we will do this date. So these are all the points where the DXY hit the tops and the bottoms of this corridor of this this trend that's been going on since 2014. So if I look at these exact dates where they were, we're going to mark them here. So what they were, this one was February 12, 2018. And then I will mark basically over here, which is this one here. I guess I'll go to this first bottom, which is right over here. Let's mark that as December 14, 2020. And over here, we're going to go with this these two dates right over here at this top when it hit this resistance line. It was approximately January 16, 2017. And the last one is going to be right over here, which is going to be this date of March 23, 2020. So these are the key dates I'm looking at. So all the other stuff I'm not going to care about. I will save this chart just so that there's no mishaps. So that's done. So these are the dates. So this is great. Now what I'm going to do is that I will do a I'll move this chart away for now, just so that we can. I'll put it to another screen, so that means you're not seeing it right now, but it's okay. In the meantime, let's look at what's going on with the Kraken chart and at Bitcoin at those points. The first date that we looked at was July 21st, 2014. So July 21st, 2014, Bitcoin would have been somewhere around here. Let's find this point. Now, obviously, this is a logarithmic scale. So meaning that what we're seeing here is that the scale is it's logarithmic. So that means is that we're going to be able to kind of see everything on one screen properly. So let's go to the first date, which was July 21, 2014. July 21, 2014, It's going to be somewhere around right about here. Okay, so it's right around here. So this one, Bitcoin was approximately at a price point of $613. So we'll just round this off so we don't get too crazy with these numbers. $613, which was at on this date, which was July 21, 2014. And then the next date that we had on the previous DXY chart was when it was at the top, and it was at March 30th, 2015. So then if I go to March 30th, 2015, it's going to be somewhere around here. Okay, and what was Bitcoin here? Bitcoin was approximately at $232. So let's put this up. So Bitcoin was at $232, and this date was on March 30th, 2015. So that's great. So now I got with those two dates. Then the next key point that we had, it was at the bottom, and this bottom that we were going to see was going to be actually it wasn't. So I'm just gonna, just so we see what I'm talking about. So we've covered these 2 dates now. We covered this July 21, and we've also covered this one here, which is the March 30th one. So now what I'm looking at is right over here. So now we're looking at what happened was Bitcoin was here, right? So then at a certain point, I mean, let's get this done properly as well. So at a certain point, the DXY went down to here, and then it went in this ups and downs. I mean, really not moving much, and then hit this top. So what I'm going to do is I want to catch this one of these bottoms, and I'm going to go with the lowest one, which is going to be, let's say, this one here. So there's the lowest bottom I want to catch right over here, and this is going to be, let's mark a line into it, and this one was, the date was May 2016. So on May the 2nd, 2016, the DXY then it was rallying up and down, and then at a certain point it got to here. So let's put this chart away again and come back to our Bitcoin chart. So we're looking at now May 2nd, 2016. So May 2nd, 2016 is going to be right over here. Bitcoin on May 2nd, 2016 was at approximately $415. So May 2nd, 2016, it was at $415. And then afterwards, so we got that one, which is the bottom. Now we're going to go to the point where DXY hit the top of its again. So we're going to be, where we're going to be going now is that when DXY hit the top of this resistance line, which is right over here on January 16th, 2017. So on January 16th, 2017 was right around here. And Bitcoin on January 16th, 2017 was approximately $1,083. So $1,083 on January 16, 2017. So we can go with 2 more dates with this. So now the next 2 dates are going to be when, so far we've done January 16. Next one we're going to do is that now I'm going to look at this date here when DXY hit this support line on February 12, 2018. So let's see what Bitcoin did on February 12, 2018. So on February 12, 2018, Bitcoin was somewhere on here. Right here. So Bitcoin was approximately at a price of $9,569 US dollars. So $9,569 US dollars on, which was the date that we said was February 12, 2018. So that's done. And then the next point that we're going to look at is going to be when the DXY had hit let's look at this date again. So we just did this 2018. Next point was right over here, which was on right here, which is at it looks like it's at December 20th, 2021. So it's right over here. No, actually, this December 14th, 2000 and December 14th, 2020. So let's get that date. Move this. Okay, December 14, 2020, and then we're gonna need also March 23, 2020. So let's do December 14, 2020. Bitcoin was at approximately 17,067. So December 14, 2020, Bitcoin was at approximately, let's put it at, yeah, right here. $17,856 US dollars. And then the last date that we're going to look at is this one, which is the last one to be March 23, 2020. So on March 23, 2020, Bitcoin was around 55,786. So 55,786 USD on March 23, 2020. So we have all those key dates now put. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to basically put these charts side by side so that we can look at these and see how this is working out. So if we look at what happened with when DXY had this rally, and it went from, on July 21st, DXY was approximately at 80 points. And then on March the 20th, 30th, 2015, it went up to 99 points. So in theory, we expect Bitcoin to have lost value during those dates, which is from July 21 till March the 30th. And if I go to July 21 to March the 30th, July 21 to March the 30th, yes, we see Bitcoin did lose tremendous value. It went from $613 down to $232. So this has been a loss for Bitcoin of over 50% during this period. So that was really accurate. So if I go now and see what happened with these other dates, and afterwards, these other dates was the first one. Now the second one is that right over here, from March the 30th, Bitcoin then, this DXY was at this point, and then all of a sudden it's gone some ups and downs, and at a certain point it was down to, on May the 2nd, it was down to $91, 91 points. So we expect Bitcoin from this date of March the 30th to May the 2nd, 2016 to have gained in value. And let's see if this is accurate. So let's look at again what happened to Bitcoin from this date of March the 30th, which is right over here, until May the 2nd. So yes, we do see it on March the 30th, it was at $250, and on May the 2nd, it's gone up to $415. So this is almost a 100% appreciation. So this, again, very accurate. So this has been also a good rally where as DXY lost value, Bitcoin gained value. And then the next date that we're going to look at is to see what happened to Bitcoin between these dates, where we're going to be from right here, which is May the 2nd, 2016, until January 16, 2017. So May the 2nd, 2016, until January 16, 2017. So this has not been a good indicator. So because on May the 2nd, 2016, until January the 16th, 2017, on this period here, we would have expected Bitcoin to have lost value. But what's happened is that Bitcoin has gained value during those dates, even though DXY gained value as well. So what that means is that regardless that DXY was actually gaining value, I mean, regardless if the US dollar was gaining value against other currencies, Bitcoin was also gaining value versus the US dollar. So what this would mean to me, this may imply that that Bitcoin's rally was so strong, and the DXY's appreciation wasn't as strong as that. So meaning that even though the DXY was gaining value, Bitcoin was gaining more value, and it was actually still going on an uptrend, even would have expected it to be in a downtrend. So this is really interesting to observe. And then the next point I will look at is going to be this one here, which is from January 16, 2017 until February 12, 2018. So what's going on now? So let's look at DXY again. So between this date of January 16, 2017 until February 12, 2018, the DXY or the US dollar index lost a lot of value. It went from 103 points all the way down to 88 points. So let's see what happened during those same periods with Bitcoin. So again, we're looking at this dates of January 16, 2017 until February 12, 2018. And yes, this was again, the DXY had lost a lot of value and Bitcoin went parabolic. So it went from $1,080 until $9,569 US dollars. So this was a big parabolic run, and this indicator was 100% accurate. And if I look at what happened to Bitcoin from these other dates, so from February 12, 2018, when DXY went from February 12, 2018 until March 23, 2020, so it went from, again, 89 points to 102 points. Let's see what Bitcoin did during those periods. Again, I'm going to find myself at February 12, 2018, and then on March the 23, 2000 and February 12, 2018, it's over here. And then it looks like we have not charted that March 1. Let's find this one. So March 23, 2020, no, right over here actually. Yeah. So February 12, 2018, Bitcoin was at approximately $9,569. And then on March the 23, it's gone up 55,000. So that's a five-fold return. And what it means is that if I look at our other DXY charts, so again, it was a false signal, right? So basically, let's look at this again. So from February 12, 2018 until March 22, 2020, even though the DXY gained, it went from 88 points to 102 points, right? So from February 12, 2018 until March 20, 2020, we would have expected Bitcoin to have lost value, but it didn't. On February 12, 2018, even though it went down at a certain point by quite a bit, went down basically from $9,500 all the way down to $3,300, but it's the exact same date from February 12, 2018 until March 23, 2020, Bitcoin actually has gained fivefold. So meaning that, again, this one also was a false signal. And if I look at the last one, which was going to be what happened to Bitcoin as DXY went from March 23, 2020 to March 20, 2020, it went, DXY went from 102 points. And then on December 14, 2020, it went down to 90 points. So it's lost value. US dollar has lost value in those periods. Let's see what Bitcoin did in those exact same periods from March to 23rd, 2020 until December 14. Let's get this correct. So on March the 23rd, 2020, March the 23rd, 2020. Oh, you know what? I've done a mistake with this date. Let's look at this. On March, so this one looked like as it was March 23rd, 2021. So let's redo this again. This has been a mistake. So I'll come back to this text. So let's look at this again. So March 23, 2020, Bitcoin was right over here. March 23, 2020, Bitcoin was right over here, and it was at approximately 7,362 points. So on March 23, 2020, Bitcoin was at we said approximately $7,100, right? So, and this is accurate, is right. It's on March the 20th, 2020. And the next date they wanted was, we want December 14th, 2020. On December 14th, 2020, Bitcoin is right over here. So this is the December 14th, 2020. So Bitcoin is at 17,856. So from March 23 to December 14, where we saw what DXY did from on March 23, 2020, DXY was at approximately 103 points. And on December 14, it was down to 89 points. So in this period, DXY lost a lot of value. And if you look at what Bitcoin did the exact same period, from March 20, 2020 versus to December 14, 2020, Bitcoin has actually gained a lot. So this has been also accurate. So I stand corrected. It was actually a very accurate signal from March 20 to December 14. As the DXY lost value, Bitcoin gained value, which is the way they were expecting this to go. And the last one is going to be, it's going to be this one here. What happens to Bitcoin as the DXY went from March 23 to December 14, where it recovered? Now let's see what happened to Bitcoin in its current trend. In its current trend, so from December 14, 2020, the DXY has been gaining a lot, i.e. the US dollar has been getting much stronger versus the other currencies. So let's see if this has been accurate with Bitcoin. We would expect from this period, from December 14, 2020 until today, we expect Bitcoin to have lost value if this DXY indicator is accurate. So let's go back over here. Let's see where was Bitcoin on December 14, 2020. On December 14th, let's just also remove these. I will remove this because it's getting confusing. I will remove this also because I just want to focus on the last one right now. So on December 14, 2020, right over here. So December 14, 2020, Bitcoin was at approximately, we said here, 17,000 points. Okay. And today, where Bitcoin is today we are at approximately 40,000 US dollars. So on December 14, we're at approximately 18,000 US dollars. And today we're approximately at 40,000 US dollars. So meaning that, again, the DXY has not been a good indicator, because during those periods from December 14, 2020, actually, if I fast forward to June the 7th, 2021, let's look at that. June the 7th, 2021, because what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to see in this current trend if the fact that the DXY went up, has been going up versus these other currencies. So I like to know, has this been accurate in foretelling that Bitcoin will be having a bearish cycle? So I want to look at this period here, this one here, exactly. Let's remove this one. And let's focus on seeing what's going on with from this period. So right over here, I'll put this in a different color. So from this period here to this period, okay, the DXY went up. So meaning that from January 28, 2021 to today. So January 28, 2021. What has Bitcoin done from January 28, 2021 till today? So June, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. So from June 21st, 2021 until today. So if I go to Bitcoin from June 21st, 2021 to today, the DXY has gone up tremendously, and Bitcoin really has stayed exactly where it was up, or actually Bitcoin also has gone up a little bit. So basically, this has been a false signal, because on June 2021, Bitcoin was around 30,000 US dollars, and today we're at around 40,000 US dollars. So I think I will conclude this video here because it's getting quite long. But basically, the summary is we saw two dates, which was this one here in this period from right here which is from May 2016 until January 2017, where this was a false signal, and the current period that we're living right now is also a false signal, meaning that I am confident that the DXY indicator being a indicator of Bitcoin's price movement is not 100% accurate. So meaning that pay close attention to it, but don't make this an absolute indicator because it has not been 100% accurate for these Bitcoin price movements in the last, as we saw in all these periods. Thanks so much for watching, everyone.